Good morning, everyone. It's just after 7 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us here on Wake Up CBUS. I'm Tracy Townsend.
And I'm Jay Plyburn. It is a very cold morning across the area. Icy out there as well. We have team coverage on this weather impact day. Our crews continue to monitor the road conditions live in the field.
All right, Kristen McFarland is here. She's in for Amy today. Dylan is also here in the studio with more on this 10 weather impact day and how it's going to impact the start of your commute today. We're going to start with Dylan. It's a little bit icy out there. Look at the temperatures.
Oh, yeah. You know, the only city right now that's a little bit above freezing is Columbus. Everybody else, though, has dipped down to the 30s. We even have a couple upper 20s being reported. These are the latest ground observations that we just got within the last few moments. I want to give you a closer look here at what's actually going to impact you. What is the temperature of the roads? Where do we see that black ice? Well, as we zoom into the I-270 metro area, luckily, because the soil is so warm, that's keeping the road temperatures a little bit warmer as well. So we're sitting in the upper end of the 30s. It does get colder, but we are above that critical threshold of 32. So that is good. As we look off to the east, again, it's always the backcountry roads that are much colder out there. You can see we got some numbers here in the lower end of the 30s, and off to the west as we head out towards Madison County, still looking at temperatures on the chilly side. Hour by hour, I would say by about 8:30, 9 o'clock, we finally kick this above freezing. By 9:30, here's a look at 9:25, we are above freezing, so any leftover black ice is gone at that point. And then we start really cruising into the upper 30s, lower 40s by lunchtime. So this is not an all-day affair. It does warm up as we head into the afternoon. Before 10 o'clock, it is chilly, but as we head towards the afternoon, we are back into the 40s. That should be nice as we head into the day. We are dry for Saturday and Sunday. As we head into Monday, though, we are tracking our next weather maker. This will impact any Monday plans that you might have. And as we look here at Monday afternoon, you can see all the green showing up on the map. Some good rainfall expected later on in the week. And then as we look at Thursday, tracking a coastal system that could impact your Thanksgiving. Here's a look at that upper level low moving in from the south, and you can see all that snow kind of mixing in with rain. So we'll keep tabs on that heading into Thanksgiving. Nonetheless, as we look here at the 7-day forecast, Monday gets much, much, much warmer, and then we drop it down low. Temperatures get much colder by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Nighttime lows, though, getting close to freezing by next Wednesday. Time now to check in with Kristen with a look at today's traffic.
7:03 this Friday morning, and 10 TV has been tracking a crash all morning long. This is in the Pickaway County area. Now you can see the scene is starting to clear a little bit more as that southbound lane has reopened since that crash has started to clear, but that northbound lane is still closed. Now we know one person was injured and transported to the hospital. As of now, it's unclear how many other injuries there are, but just keep that in mind if you are commuting in that area, to just know that those roads are going to be closed in the northbound lane. In just a little bit, we'll have another look and an update on this case and also a look at the roads. Jay.
All right, it's Tracy. Thank you so much, Kristen. Meteorologist Michael Behrens is out at that scene. This is a crash in Pickaway County. We saw the video earlier, and you can see ice is a problem out there. Michael, bring us up to speed on what's happening there now.
Yeah, like you said, Tracy, we're out here in Pickaway County off of US 23 at Emerson. This is the view looking at the northbound lanes, which are still shut down at this hour. Crews over there working to clean up this crash. Looked like it was quite a serious crash at the time. You can see that one vehicle there up on the rails in the median in the center. The word to us from crews here on scene is that the northbound lanes are going to be shut down for some time as they're still working to clear those vehicles. When we first arrived on scene closer to about 6:30, the southbound lanes were also closed. Those have been reopened right now, but what we have seen really in the last 10-20 minutes is the salt trucks making some heavy passes here over the bridge that's just down the road from us, just to the north of Emerson Road. They have been dropping quite a bit of salt because of those icy conditions that we've seen out here. We were talking all morning about how bridges and overpasses were going to be the two biggest areas of concern for us when it came to roads this morning, the potential for black ice. Unclear right now if that was the causing factor, but just connecting some dots here, seeing the salt trucks out active here on scene as they're getting things cleaned up liberally, like I said, applying those heavier layers of salt. Definitely a slippery situation out here. We noticed that some of our ourselves getting to the scene. Some of those roads out here today have been quite icy this morning, again, especially those bridges and overpasses. Like we said, though, recapping here, US 23 northbound Pickaway County, northbound lanes still closed at Emerson. The backup goes quite a bit far beyond Emerson to the south. The southbound lanes, though, are reopened. Tracy?
All right, Michael, thank you for that wrap up. We will check in with you. We'll also be monitoring the roads as we proceed this morning. We are learning some new details today about a 16-year-old shot by police in Northeast Columbus. Police shot him less than 24 hours after they say the teen shot and killed a man early Wednesday morning by Jester Lane. Well, this morning, some newly released court records reveal that this isn't the suspect's first run-in with police. He's been charged with sexual battery, theft, domestic violence, and assault. Those charges date back to 2022. We did reach out to police to get the body camera video from that shooting, and we've been told to expect it later today. Police say the video is going to show that officers shot the suspect after he got out of a car and started running with a rifle in hand on Cooper Colony Drive.
We're also learning this morning that the sentencing of former Columbus police officer Adam Coy is being pushed back. It was scheduled for Monday of next week, but now an attorney for Andre Hill's family tells us the delay is because of recent motions filed by the defense asking for a new trial. We're told a new date will not be set until the court reviews those motions. A jury found Coy guilty of murder, reckless homicide, and felonious assault earlier this month.
This morning, we're getting a better idea of just where the Columbus City School Board stands on each of the 9 schools that are potentially slated for closure. Just last night, the board wrapped up its second special meeting. 10 TV was there as the board members who took part in visiting those buildings shared their experience. We're talking about what they heard, what they saw, who they talked to when they were there. Board members noted that some schools are in fact overcrowded. Other buildings have low enrollment and, in the board members' view, aren't using the space correctly. After the meeting, we talked with President Christina Vera to find out whether she believes the board is ready to make a move.
I think at this point it's about making sure that we continue to engage with our families, our community, work alongside of the superintendent for any additional follow-ups in terms of data or information, and then from there, prepare for next month's meeting agendas.
And the board president says the format for the vote is not set in stone this morning. They will likely, though, vote on each school individually. We will keep you updated on how this plays out.
Back to the big talker of the day. It is a weather impact day here. Meteorologist Dylan Robichaud joins us at the desk to talk about the very cold conditions we're seeing across the area. Very slick conditions in parts of the area. You've been keeping an eye on this for the past few days.
Exactly. Today will be the iciest day, and then once we get towards this afternoon, obviously things warm up and we improve greatly.
Can't have it fast enough.
Right. It's just right now. We got to get through the next couple of hours, and then things improve greatly. I am more particularly concerned about areas southwest of the metro. Why? They had some moisture last night. They had some snow. Now it's below freezing, so they could be looking at some icing as we head into tonight. Okay, temperatures out here right now, I'd say 95% of you are probably below freezing. John Glenn Airport is just barely above freezing by a whisker. It's at 33. Everybody else, though, is sitting around 30 to 31 degrees. Road temperatures, we love it. We are above freezing. By the way, I love this data because it actually gives you an idea of how the roads will impact you. And, as we're looking at these numbers, we're sitting in the upper 30s. So that's because the ground is still warm. If the soil is 40 degrees, that's going to warm up the road. So it makes sense that things are still pretty nice out there. But as we look off to the east, we do have a couple colder spots here, but we're above freezing. So I'm not looking at these numbers and I'm not too terribly concerned with what I'm seeing right now. Today, we got that northwest wind, chilly out here this morning, eventually warming up a little bit as we go into the afternoon. By 9:30, all of you guys are above freezing, so that's a good thing. Then as we head towards the afternoon, we are back into the upper 30s to lower 40s. 10 weather impact from now till 9 o'clock, not just because temperatures will be icy, cold enough for ice, but also because we'll have that wind chill effect here for the next couple of hours. And then I'm not as concerned as we get towards the afternoon because we warm up. Here's that system that rolled on through yesterday. Man, they are getting pounded with snow across PA and parts of upstate New York, especially higher elevations. And it's not like that nice, fluffy, Christmassy kind of snow. No, this is like that thick, pasty snow that they're getting up there. So power outages could be prevalent, especially if any trees still have some leaves on them as well. Luckily, that is somebody else's problem here at home today. We are looking at a dry start to the morning in the Buckeye State. That will change, though, as we head to the afternoon. From now until about lunchtime, we're looking at some clouds. And so we have a very dreary, cold start to the day by 1 o'clock. Now we're getting some showers moving on in. Models showing that there could be enough cold air up high in the atmosphere to allow for a couple of flakes mixing in. Quickly, though, the warm air is going to win out. And as we head towards 4 o'clock, we're looking at some scattered showers. That will be the deal for 7 o'clock. What else happens at 7? Friday night football, right? 1st and 10 games. So just look out, have the umbrella if you're heading to any of those games. And then we improve as we head towards tonight. My pick of the weekend, Sunday. Why is that? It is warmer, and we've got a lot more sunshine on Sunday as well. So what's not to love about that? Dress warm if you're heading off to the shoe tomorrow. Tailgating, we are in the 40s, heating up to the upper 40s. So not a whole bunch of leeway here. Cold in the morning, cold in the afternoon. Wear the hat and mittens because it will be on the cold side. Looking at some rain moving in on Monday, dry on Tuesday, then a few more showers. We are potentially watching a more significant storm moving in towards the later half of next week, which we'll talk more about that coming up when we do my next forecast on 10 TV Plus. Right now, we've got Kristen. She's in for Amy. She has breaking news.
7:12 this Friday morning. We do have a breaking news traffic alert here. If you take a look at your screen, the scene is starting to clear, but this is a accident in Pickaway County. Now, we know that one person was transported to the hospital. That northbound US 23 road still closed. It's going to be expected to be closed for quite some time. We know the southbound lane has reopened up. We have crews that have been down there, and they've really showed us some different angles of the cars on the guardrails and just a very dangerous situation there. We're not exactly sure what started that crash or what led to that crash, but just keep that in mind. If you are commuting in that area, you could see that you need to go around because there will be some cluster and clogged up areas. But we will continue to monitor that and give you another look at the roads and conditions this morning. Jay.
All right, Kristen, thanks so much. It's 7:13 right now. We want to check in with 10 TV's Kara Lake. She joins us live from the roads.
Yes, Kara, you're near 161. I'm glad you're sharing your location so we can make sure you're safe too.
Yeah, and everyone has been driving slow around me. If you've been with us all morning, I've been making my way across Franklin County. Really, we've been to Dublin, Gahanna, Westerville, and now over here, like you just mentioned. And the roads have been pretty good. I think ODOT, the cities, they've been working to get down salt to make sure that everyone's commute is nice this morning. Basically the opposite of what's going on where Michael is. But still, you want to give yourself plenty of time to make it to your destination. It's not time to rush. That doesn't mean, put the pedal to the metal here this morning. You still want to be safe on the roads. And we actually did hear from AAA about how you can stay safe. And that means making sure your car is car ready. Check your tires, your windshield wipers, your lights. Also make sure that you have a emergency roadside kit, just because you don't know what could happen out here. And that means having reflective triangles, flares, extra shoes, mittens, snacks, most importantly, water. You want to make sure you're staying hydrated. And then you can also pop some tools in your trunk if you need things like a flashlight. And it's also wise to carry that stuff with you just because you just never know what you'll run into out here.
The most important thing is to leave room between you and the car in front of you and the cars around you. Try not to be driving right next to someone because they could lose control. You just want to give yourself as much playroom as you can.
Yeah, so stay safe out here, and we'll see you in about 30 minutes or so to give you another update on what road conditions are looking like. But as far as black ice goes, it's a potential, so just drive safe out here if you're headed out. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Kiara. This morning, we also have with us Madison County Sheriff John Swaney. He's joining us by phone. Sheriff, thank you so much for joining us. Give us an idea of what you're seeing. We've been talking about south and southwest of the city.
Well, good morning, everyone. Yeah, your Madison County road deputy's been patrolling roads during the evening tonight, watching for black ice. Fortunately for Madison County, our road conditions are good, not like what we're seeing in our other counties. Just a good reminder to our traveling motorists that, as we start to see this inclement weather move on us from the wintry season, to get up in the morning, give yourself a little bit more time, get that cup of coffee, and take your time on your travels.
Smart. Yeah, absolutely. Madison County, we know, did see snow yesterday, as did many areas. Did you all see more calls or emergencies as a result of the inclement weather?
No, like I said, the ground temperature right now was doing pretty well, at least on the roadways. I know we did get some, try to stick off the roadways, but I'm sure that's going to change quickly as we see this cold weather stay upon us. But we've been fortunate, and it's been normal business as usual.
Sheriff, we know you're busy. We appreciate your time, but I just want you to give us some best advice, just in case you get stuck on the road or something like that. What do you think the driving public needs to remember?
Just if they're having problems and they're able to get out of the road to travel, slick roads. We've seen this unfortunate event this morning down in Pickaway County. Obviously the best distance that you can to get off the roadway, or give yourself distance between other drivers, and make sure your cell phone's charged and you're able to call for assistance. As always, in an emergency, call 911.
All right, Sheriff John Swaney from Madison County, taking some time to join us. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, everyone. Be safe.
You as well. 7:17 on the clock right now. Turning to the big-time matchup at the Shoe in just over 24 hours, the Buckeyes welcome the Indiana Hoosiers to town.
Can you tell I'm excited? Oh, my goodness.
I think all of us are.
The team faces another loss of their starting center. We've talked about that. They are in the next man up mode. They say the locker room is strong. Coach Day counting on that to pull out this win against the undefeated IU.
Brotherhood strong, team strong. These guys, they're care for each other strong, and they know what they need to get done. And you work your whole off season, to get to this moment right here. Now it's time to go play.
You can catch more of that interview with Coach Day on Game Time with Ryan Day. It's the official coaches show of the Buckeyes tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock right here on 10 TV. Now, let's talk about basketball, because the Buckeye men's team is going to be back at the shot in just over 12 hours. They're facing the Campbell Fighting Camels, looking for a second straight victory after beating Evansville. Tip-off is at 6 tonight.
In the pro ranks, Browns fans have something to celebrate as they wake up. The team taking down the Steelers last night in the snow, no less. Look at this. It was an absolute snow globe in Cleveland. The dog pound was loud. The elements were too much for the Steelers. The Browns take this one to improve to 3-8 on the season. They take on the Broncos next Monday night. That game is in Denver, so it could be another snowy game for the Browns. Apparently they do okay in the snow. If volleyball is more your speed, we have some good news. Tickets for the Columbus Fury go on sale in just a couple hours. Around 10 a.m. is when those sales start. For all 14 of the team's home matchups this season at Nationwide Arena, the Fury's home opener is January 11th against the San Diego Mojo.
The future of the name, image, and likeness at Ohio State University is set to undergo some major changes. Buckeye Nation got a letter from Athletic Director Ross Bjork yesterday outlining compensation for the athletes. This follows a settlement agreement involving the NCAA. Bjork says the university will start sharing more than $20 million a year with participating athletes. However, the total number of athletes is going to drop by 150, with scholarships increasing by 91. We talk with a local sports attorney about how this could impact fans.
I think it would be naive to say that fans aren't going to bear some of the cost of this. There are some schools already that have started adding surcharges to ticket prices just because of this cost around name, image, and likeness and sharing revenue with players as we go forward. So I think there will be some cost to fans.
Our thanks to Luke Fedlam there coming in for talking with us. We do expect to soon learn that the prices for Ohio State tickets next season. We'll see what they're going to do. We might learn that as early as today. All right, the holiday season ramping up. Have you started your shopping?
I have not. No.
Me either. It's not ramping up here, but it is out there.
The big deal days are coming, though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm always waiting for, the
when
big deals. But finding the best deals online can depend on when you actually shop. Experts say Thanksgiving will offer the deepest discounts on things like toys, appliances, furniture, and sporting goods. Black Friday shoppers can take advantage of bargains on televisions. Then on Saturday, November 30th, 1 week from this Saturday, there will be lower prices for computers. As for Cyber Monday, which is my go-to shopping day, you'll see discounts on electronics and apparel.
As long as you align your purchasing with the best day for those deals, then you're going to end up in luck.
If you're ready now, there are already some retailers running some promotions, including Target, Walmart, and Amazon. with Black Friday type deals. So shop around because the deals are available. You just got to know where to look and again, when to do the shopping.
We are looking at a weather impact day today. Meteorologist Dylan Robichaud is here with more on what you need to know. We talked to the sheriff, and you've been saying south and southwest of the city.
Southwest of the metro area, yeah, where they had the snow last night. I'm worried about refreezing early this morning. Right now at the airport, we are sitting at 33 degrees, but this bottom number is the one that you have to dress for. 26 is what it will feel like outside this morning. As we look at your weather headlines, tracking the possibility of black ice on bridges and overpasses for about another 90 minutes. And then after 9 o'clock, we climb above freezing. So at that point, obviously, I'm not quite as worried. Right now, the wind chill, man, you look at these numbers. I mean, you just got to dress warm. It's going to feel more like December or January compared to November, as temperatures will be feeling like the 20s out there. We actually warm things up in the short term by Monday. 10 degrees above average, and then we drop back down for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Frost and freeze outlook, generally speaking, not really looking at a frost or a freeze until maybe the middle of next week. So I don't really think that you'll need an ice scraper this weekend, but next week by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, just in time for the holiday, that could impact your holiday travel. Now, as we look at today, we're looking at lots and lots and lots of clouds out here. By about lunchtime and beyond, now we get a few sprinkles showing up on the map. We have a teensy tiny chance that there could be a few snowflakes kind of mixed in there, but at this point it's going to be way too warm, so I'm not expecting any kind of accumulation. Heading home from the bus stop today, looking at a few scattered showers. 7 o'clock, 1st and 10 high school football games could be impacted by some showers moving into the region, and then we dry up as we head past 9 o'clock. Today, though, we've got your clouds out there, a few showers by about 2 o'clock going into the evening hours. And then you'll notice that we warm things up to the middle end of the 40s by 6 o'clock this evening. Now, as we look at the 7-day forecast, we've got not one, we've got two systems that we're tracking. System number 1 comes in on Monday. Temperatures will be pretty mild, but you can see all the green on the map. This is going to impact Ohio heading into Monday night. Too warm for any kind of snow. But then as we head towards Thanksgiving, see the little snow icon right there? Well, that's because we do have a system that's going to move through the Tennessee Valley into the Ohio Valley. Thursday morning on Thanksgiving, see the pink right there? Is that sleet? Is that freezing rain? It's too early to tell, but the models are saying something's up for next week. So I just want to give you the heads up on that. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So there's another look at the 7-day forecast. Wednesday night, we're tracking the rain and then possible wintry mix by Thursday. We've got Kristen in for Amy. She's got breaking news.
Yeah, we've been following a breaking news crash all morning, 7:23 this Friday. If you take a look in your upper left-hand corner, that northbound lane still closed at US 23 at DuPont Road because of a crash. We know that one person was taken to the hospital. Now, if you are traveling from Pickaway County into the metro, here's what those scenes are looking at. I-71 at Greenlawn Avenue, I-70 at West Broad Street, I-70 at Kelton Avenue. So again, nothing crazy that's going to disrupt your commute, but definitely traffic starting to build there. If you are traveling from Pickaway County to the metro, just keep in mind that northbound lane is closed, and this is just south of Circleville. Coming up, we'll have more on weather and traffic. Tracy.
All right, thank you. Hey, we are going to take a quick break to give an update to our broadcast viewers.
Yeah, you'll see a radar pop up, then you'll see the update we give our broadcast viewers, then the radar will come back up before we continue our coverage right here on 10 TV Plus. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching 10 TV, recognized for the highest honor of the National Murrow Award for Responsible Journalism and Breaking News.
I'm Jay Plyburn. Columbus police say they've arrested a second person in connection to a deadly shooting last week. You're looking now at video from the scene of that shooting on Eaton Grove last Thursday. This morning, we've learned police arrested 18-year-old Michon Thomas in Reynoldsburg. His arrest comes just 3 days after 19-year-old Giovanni Hayes was arrested. Both suspects charged with murder. Let's check in now with Kristen McFarland in for Amy this morning, keeping an eye on the roads.
Good morning. We have a breaking news traffic alert. We've been tracking a crash in Pickaway County all morning. Now, this is from US 23 at DuPont Road. We know that one person was injured, taken to the hospital. That northbound lane still closed, and it's going to be closed for some time, so prepare for that. Other than that, heading into the metro, roads are looking good. Roads are looking clear. Be mindful of those slick spots on the roads. And here's meteorologist Dylan Robichaud, who's going to give us another look at the weather.
So the way I see it, we have about another 90 minutes where there could be some black ice, and then we start seeing things warm up quite a bit as we head into the early afternoon hours. Road temperatures right now, hey, this is music to my ears, right? Because the soil is still warm. So even though it's below freezing, we're not seeing as much ice out there as we could have because the soil is still pretty warm. As we zoom in on the metro area, we're looking at road temperatures here in the upper end of the 30s. It does get a little bit cooler as we head off to the east, and then as we head off to some of those backcountry roads, obviously it is a little bit cooler out there. As we head south and west, 34 degrees, but that's higher than that threshold of 32. So we'll take whatever victories we can get. This afternoon, we have some showers rolling into the area. Temperatures will be around 40 degrees. At this point, too warm for snow. We'll be looking at rain.
Good morning, everyone. We're at 7:28, closing in on 7:30. Thanks for staying with us here for Wake Up CBUS. I'm Tracy Townsend.
And I'm Jay Plyburn. It is a weather impact day. Very cold across the area this morning. Icy out there as well. Here's meteorologist Dylan Robichaud to talk about how to prepare before heading out the door. Dress warm. That's the one thing.
Dress warm, yeah. If the ice doesn't get you, the cold will. Because I stepped out the door today. It's like, man, it feels like the 20s out there. And that's what the wind chills will be like for the next couple of hours. Let's get a look here at that weather impact from now until through the 9 o'clock hour. This is mainly for lower wind chill values, and then eventually, well, you head towards the afternoon. That's not bad, is it? Lower end of the 40s, we'll take that with how cold it is out here right now. Okay, so I'm looking at the latest roadway sensors, and I want to give you an idea of what the temperature of the roads are currently at this time. As you head outside the metro area, we are thankfully above freezing, but notice that some of these numbers do dip down quite a bit. Zooming in on the metro area, it is warmer east and south, but then you head southwest when you have some readings a little bit lower. The bottom line, though, we're above that critical threshold of 32. So that means that we're not looking at much ice on the roadways, but bridges and overpasses mirror the ambient air temperatures. So those bridges and overpasses will be below freezing. So keep that in mind. To the west, again, pick the city or town closest to you. We're looking at temperatures in the middle end of the 30s. Now the wind chill, whew. This is what you got to dress for today, folks. Look at this, 20s, low 30s, everyone below freezing. Look at Athens right now, 23 degrees. Delaware, Marysville, Kenton right now also in the 20s. And so it's cold out there, no doubt about that. Today we have lots of clouds, kind of a dreary day. One of those days that you put the crock pot going, you have the comfort food later on this afternoon. That's the vibe I'm going for today because it's going to be very cold out there. 1 o'clock, Futurecast showing some afternoon showers, and we might have enough cold air aloft in the atmosphere to maybe get a couple of snowflakes mixing into the rain. Don't worry, we're not looking at any accumulation today like we did yesterday. By 4 o'clock, notice that we're getting some showers. High school football tonight, 7 o'clock. have the umbrella if you are southeast of 71 because you might need it as we'll have some rain moving into the area. We stay dry, though, west of 71, so that could be a good thing. So here's a look at your 10 weather impact. Again, now until 9 o'clock, we'll have the threat of some black ice as we get a look at that 7-day forecast. Heading into the weekend and beyond, tracking our next system, and let's go to Monday to give you a good idea of what we're talking about. 58 degrees here on Monday morning, and then warming up to near 60 for the end of the day. Now on Tuesday, we take a little bit of a dip. We are dry Tuesday, dry Wednesday. The latest forecast models show some rain developing Wednesday night leading into Thursday. And at this point, we're going to be looking at a few snowflakes kind of mixing into that rain. So we're going to be keeping our eyes on that next system. For now, the weekend is dry. If you're heading off to the Buckeye game, it is cold out there. So dress accordingly if you are heading off to the shoe tomorrow, as we'll be looking at wind chills for tailgating, mostly in the 30s. Sunday is the pick of the weekend. Temperatures will be in the middle end of the 50s, a lot more sunshine. And then we are tracking the rain heading into Monday of next week. Amy Steigerwald is off today. We have Kristen. Kristen's been busy with breaking news.
7:32 this Friday morning, and we've been following a breaking news traffic alert in Pickaway County. As you can see behind me, many of our roads are looking good, but let's head right into US 23 northbound. And now this is, again, in Pickaway County, just south of Circleville. That's the top left screen. You can't see it very well, but just beyond this camera, that northbound lane still closed. Southbound lane is moving. We know that one person was taken to the hospital. Others were monitored by medics on scene. Other places around are looking good right here. You can see in the metro, going in and out of the metro, traffic is moving steadily, not tracking anything that's going to disrupt your commute major right now. But again, keep in mind those spots of black ice could come up and you got to be prepared for them. We'll have more coming up just ahead. Jay.
Kristen, thank you. And meteorologist Michael Behrens has been at that crash that she just mentioned for about the past hour now.
And Michael, we understand you just talked with Sheriff Matthew Hafey about what happened. What's the latest there?
Yeah, that's right, Guy. Just moments ago, we were speaking with Sheriff Hafey from here in Pickaway County about the road conditions and about the crashes they were working this morning. Of course, first, we want to get you the latest on the crash here behind us. You can see northbound lanes, US 23 at Emerson, are closed here in Pickaway County. You can see one of the Ohio State Patrol officers out there in the road. They are working to reconstruct this crash here this morning. So with that in mind, it's not even really started to have been cleared, as they're still working to collect evidence and collect all that necessary information about the crash, how it happened, and what conditions were. So northbound lanes of US 23 likely to be closed down for some time as they work to reconstruct that crash. And then, of course, they got to get that crash cleared after they have collected the pictures and other information that they need. But like we said, this wasn't the only crash they were working this morning as winter weather struck here in central Ohio. Here's what Sheriff Hafey told us just a little bit ago.
There's working 3 crashes at the same time, injury crashes. It's their bridges and overpasses. We've been working with our partners at ODOT and the county engineers to get salt trucks out and hit the bad spots. But I went ahead and went to a level 1, even though there's no snow on the roads, to just make people aware of the icy conditions so they may slow down on the roads a little bit.
And if you were with us throughout the morning commute while we were providing the live updates from the road, we were talking about you would be driving and things would be fine, and then you would hit the bridge or the overpass, and that's where the ice would form. That's where the danger would be. Really, we've been telling you this for days with the weather impact days that have been issued this week. And unfortunately, that's the conditions we ended up with this morning. And Sheriff Hafey did tell me that these crashes were likely the result of those icy road conditions. In the past hour, we have seen ODOT crews out here heavily salting the bridges in the overpasses. And like meteorologist Dylan Robichaud has been telling you as well, so long as those road temperatures stay near freezing, the air temperatures stay near freezing, this could be a risk for another hour or two. We'll keep you up to date out here on the scene in Pickaway County. But for now, reporting for 10 TV News, I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.
All right, Michael, thank you for all the updates out there. Now to Gas Tracker 10, as the price of gas is going down at the pump. Good news there. The average price of gas here in Ohio is nearly 20 cents cheaper than the national average. But we found even cheaper prices across the area. Starting in Columbus, the Speedway on East Livingston Avenue has gas for just $2.89. But we can do better. The United Dairy Farmers in Gahanna on Johnstown Road has gas at $2.85. But the cheapest gas we found this morning is over in Lancaster. The Circle K on Main Street has gas for, get this, just $2.35. But it is cash only, so make sure you have your cash with you.
And we want to make sure that folks in Franklin County take note that today you can pick up free COVID tests later this morning. And of course, that's just in time for all of the folks that you'll be hosting this holiday season. Franklin County Public Health is handing those out from 11 until 2 o'clock this afternoon over at the Memorial Hall parking lot on East Gay Street. You don't have to fill out any forms or show ID. However, there is a cap of 6 tests per person. Those will be handy as, again, you're gathering this season. Dog owners, there's something for you as well. This afternoon, you can get your dog vaccinated if you're planning to travel with them for the holidays. Columbus Humane says the canine influenza vaccine is required for you to board your pup at most places. There will be, in fact, a vaccine clinic this afternoon from 4 until 6 at the Pup Town Lounge in Hilliard. It's $40 a shot. Columbus Humane says they have 200 shots available.
Happening now, President-elect Donald Trump is wasting no time finding his next pick for Attorney General after his first choice dropped out. Former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi is the new selection. Bondi served 8 years in that role before working in the White House as a legal advisor and defense attorney for Trump in the 2020 impeachment trial. And this comes after President-elect Trump's first pick, Matt Gaetz, withdrew his name.
And his ability to be confirmed faced a lot of uncertainty, as we've reported. CBS News, in fact, reports that at least 15 Republican senators may have opposed this choice, with at least 8 being hard no votes. Gaetz called both President-elect Trump and Ohio Senator and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance to tell them about his decision, saying that he didn't want to be a distraction for their administration. And this morning, Ohio's newest senator, Senator-elect Bernie Moreno, gave his thoughts on Gaetz withdrawing his name. Here's what he had to say.
You know, Matt Gaetz made a decision. He didn't want to be a distraction. I respect that. I would have voted for Matt Gaetz, just to be clear. I would have voted to confirm him. President Trump will now select somebody else, and I look forward to getting that person across the finish line.
And our 10 TV Face the State moderator, Doug Petcash, will be interviewing Bernie Moreno later this morning. You'll be able to watch that full interview this Sunday on Face the State.
A major escalation and a blatant threat. This morning, U.S. officials say Russia has launched a missile into Ukraine that's designed to carry nuclear warheads. The warning isn't just for Ukraine. The Pentagon confirms Russia has fired a new kind of medium-range ballistic missile into Ukraine. While it wasn't armed with anything, it is capable of carrying nuclear warheads. And in case that message isn't clear, Putin is spelling it out.
We consider ourselves entitled to use our weapons against the military objects of those countries that allowed their weapons to be used against our objects. And in the event of an escalation of aggressive actions, we will respond just as decisively and in kind.
Putin claims U.S. air defense systems can't counter this type of missile. That could mean even Ukraine's well-guarded capital city might not be safe.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now a wanted man. The International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest. The Netherlands-based court says it found, quote, reasonable grounds to believe Netanyahu allegedly used starvation as a method of warfare. The court also says Netanyahu bears responsibility for crimes against humanity of murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts. Netanyahu's office calls the arrest warrant absurd and anti-Semitic.
We will continue to do everything we must do to defend our citizens and defend our state against Iran's axis of terror, Iran and its terrorist proxies, which include Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and others.
Warrants were also issued for the former Israeli defense minister and a Hamas official Israel says it killed in an airstrike earlier this year. We're at 7:40 and our team coverage does continue this morning with a look out on the roads, and that is where we find 10 TV's Kiara Lake. She's been watching what's happening out there in terms of the conditions. How's it going so far, Kiara?
Yeah, really all I can say is thank you to those road crews who are out here, the state workers, the city workers, putting salt down, because it has been a pretty smooth commute throughout Franklin County. We've been around Dublin, Westerville, basically all over Franklin County, and it's not too bad. But we did speak to AAA about how to prepare yourself, because you just want to be careful, because you never know when you could hit black ice. So just be especially mindful of your surroundings and what's coming up ahead. Also, be slow in the car and on foot, even when you're walking around, because you're heading out to get those kids on the school bus, and some paved driveways and shaded walkways could also be slippery. And if you can, update your insurance policy, because if you do get into a situation where an accident on the road or a slip and fall that is your fault, you could face some liabilities there, and these policies should cover you.
Black ice is what makes it so dangerous, is you don't see it. You don't expect it. And all of a sudden you find yourself losing control of the car. What's really important is look where you want the car to be going, because your hands, oddly enough, your hands will follow your eyes.
And my photographer just told me not to forget the county workers, so I don't want to forget anybody here, but I just want to say thank you to everyone who worked hard to clear these roads, because it looks like everyone's moving along great. No cars have been facing me. I haven't seen any slide-offs in this area. So again, just thank you, and we'll keep you updated on the road conditions throughout the morning.
Thank you as well, Kira, for keeping us in the loop, being out there on the roads all morning long. 7:42 now, and we do want to check in with meteorologist Dylan Robichaud. You've been keeping an eye on this. It is as predicted. Super cold out there, slick in certain areas. When can we expect it to warm up a little bit and we don't have to worry about this?
Within the next hour or so, we'll be climbing up above freezing. Within the last 2 minutes, I got brand new road conditions.
Oh,
so
good.
I want to share those roadway sensors with you, and you can see that for the most part, we are not looking too bad out here. And in fact, a couple areas actually warmed up quite a bit, which is what you expect with the rising of the sun. As we look off to the west, still pretty cold, but we are above 32 degrees. So that's what's most important. Still a little bit colder here off towards some of the rural areas, but it's always the highways, the major roadways that do retain their warmth a little bit longer. And then south and west of town, this is where you might get in on a few icy bridges and overpasses this morning. Look at this right here. John Glenn Airport, 33. But look right here, 26 is the current temperature out there at the airport. And so that's what it feels like out there. That's what it'll feel like on your skin. 25 down there in Jackson. Good morning to you guys. That is the ice box on the map. Delaware also in the freezer, as it feels like 23 for you guys. And hour by hour, as we head towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we start to gradually thaw things out. By about 9 o'clock, we finally climb above freezing for everybody. This afternoon, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees. So we do warm things up a bit as we head towards the end of the day. That storm that brought the snow is moving on out. Take a look at how heavily it's snowing across New York and Pennsylvania. Zooming in, though, far northeast Ohio has some snow. Not here in the metro area. We are looking pretty dry. The clouds are not going anywhere, but look at this right here. As we go towards the afternoon, 1 o'clock, we get a few snowflakes mixing into the rain. This will not stick because ground temperatures will be too warm heading into the end of the day. And then by 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we're just looking at plain old rain as we head into the evening hours tonight. And then we dry things up just in time for tomorrow. Let's get a look at that 7-day forecast. Today we have slick spots out there on the roadways. Heading off to the Buckeye game, tailgating, not bad, 41 degrees. But man, cold by halftime and beyond, as we'll be staying in the 40s. So we don't really warm up a whole lot. We are dry on Sunday, and in fact, Sunday is probably the pick of the weekend. Monday, we're talking about our next system moving into the area. You can see on Monday, some light showers, and then they become more prevalent, more heavy as we go into the afternoon. Tuesday, we catch another break. And then on Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, if you are going to be traveling, we're looking at the possibility of a wintry mixed bag here. Now, let me explain. Low pressure moves in across Tennessee. We have some cold air out ahead of that low. So you have the warm, moist air, but we've got that cold air that's going to be out ahead of the system. It is possible we could get an initial period of rain mixing with sleet and or freezing rain on Thursday before things warm up and we switch over to all rain heading into the afternoon. As we get a look at tomorrow or by next Thursday and Friday, that should be moving out, but will create impacts across New England. Now, as we get a look at the 7-day, warmest day will be on Monday, dry on Tuesday, and then we gear up for that next potential weather impact by Thanksgiving. We have Kristen right now watching the roadways. She has breaking news.
7:45 this morning, and we are alerting a breaking news traffic alert. Upper left-hand corner here, you can see not much going on in Pickaway County. That's because that northbound US 23 lane is closed because of a crash that happened just over 2 hours ago. Our crews were on scene figuring out what happened. We know one person was injured. But if you take a look at your screen here, I want you to look at something. Polaris Parkway up in the left-hand corner, you can see that's an overpass that we're talking about. And that overpass could have some slick spots on it this morning throughout the day. So just be mindful as you're going over bridges. But other than that, going in and out of the metro is looking good right now. Nothing major that's going to disrupt your Friday commute. Jay.
Kristen, thanks so much. 7:46. We are feeling the Christmas vibe here at 10 TV. We're kicking off our annual Big 10 TV Toy Drive, and this year we're making it even easier for you to give back. You can drop off new and unwrapped toys at one of our participating locations, including right here at 10 TV on Twin Rivers Drive. If you shop online, and most of you do, it's as easy as adding a toy to your online shopping cart, then shipping it directly to 10 TV. Then we'll get it and we will gift it to a local child in need. You can find the full list of drop-off locations right now on our website, 10tv.com/toy drive. Please help us make a difference this holiday season.
In sports, the high school football season is quickly winding down with just 2 weeks left before state. Here's 10 TV's Nicole Sharon with a look at the top regional championship matchups.
Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. It was a chilly one last night, another chilly one today, but those November cold nights mean one thing. We're under the lights. We've made it to week 4 of the high school football playoffs with another instant classic loading for our game of the week. It's a trip to the historic Crew Stadium. Pickerington North takes on Olentangy Liberty, but you know the drill, only one can survive. Dom Taveri will be live at 4, 5, and 6 today with a full preview. Some other big-time matchups, Grandview Heights facing Northmore at Westerville Central. Big Walnut with a big battle against number 3 Massillon at Mansfield Arlen Field. I'll be heading over to that one. And London taking on Bellbrook. And last but certainly not least, a battle of the undefeated. It's Bishop Watterson going up against Steubenville. All those highlights coming up for you tonight on First and 10. But for now, have a great morning.
Nicole, thanks so much. We are just over 24 hours out from the top 5 matchup between Ohio State and Indiana here at the Shoe. The Buckeyes enter tomorrow's game shorthanded after the season-ending injury of starting center Seth McLaughlin, while the Hoosiers look to make a statement and secure a spot in the Big Ten Championship. With a potential matchup against Oregon looming, head coach Ryan Day is expecting his team to show up.
Brotherhood strong, team strong. These guys, their care for each other strong, and they know what they need to get done. And you work your whole off season, to get to this moment right here. Now it's time to go play.
Time to play. You can catch the full interview with Coach Day right here on 10 TV. Game Time with Ryan Day airs at 9 tomorrow morning with kickoff at the Shoe set for noon tomorrow.
And as we're talking about victories, the Blue Jackets are piling up a few of their own. Fans at Nationwide Arena, boy, was it a treat last night. An instant classic with the Lightning in town. Both teams traded goals throughout the game, sitting tied at 6 as the final buzzer sounded. And then less than 90 seconds into that extra period, it's Zach Werenski finding the back of the net for his second goal of the game and the win. But Blue Jackets are back at Nationwide tomorrow night at 7 against the Hurricanes. We, as you know, have been experiencing a weather impact day today. Our crew in the field and right here at the desk, here's Dylan.
Cold out there for the next couple of hours. Scarves, mittens, hats, you name it. We are looking at the possibility of some black ice on bridges and overpasses, but like you'll see in a minute, we are starting to quickly warm things up, so that won't be an impact this afternoon. Right now, as we look at wind chills across the region, we are sitting in the mid-20s. I know, it is cold out there. Weather impact until about 10 o'clock in the morning. And then look at this, nice and mild-ish, we should call it, heading into the second half of the day. Your weekend looks good. Sunday, the pick of the weekend, as we'll be looking at more sunshine, middle end of the 50s. And then look at that, snow icon comes in on Thursdays. We'll be looking at our next potential snowmaker, snow mixture, I should call it, heading into next week. Anywho, this right here is going to ride up the Tennessee Valley into the Ohio Valley. We're not expecting a major snowstorm, but some of the models showing us something interesting. As we have all this moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, at the same time, we have cold air at the surface. Now, how thick will that column of cold air be? If it's a shallow column, well, we could just be looking at some sleet, ice pellets. If it's a thick column, you might be looking at a little bit of snow for the onset of that. Still a week out, things can change, things will change. We'll make sure to keep you posted on that. As we look at Tuesday, a lot of sunshine. That will be our last day with a lot of sunshine, and then rain comes in late in the day on Wednesday. As we look at Thursday, we're looking at that combination of rain and snow. And then temperatures starting off cold. Look at that. Thanksgiving morning, 32, 44 degrees for the high temperature on Turkey Day. So we are going to be tracking all that. Now, I do want to keep in mind that things are going to warm up, we thaw out before we cool back down. Upper 50s here on Monday, colder for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then as we head towards late next week, things become a little bit more dicey out there. Somebody else who's been busy in the traffic center today is Kristen McFarland.
Good morning. We are issuing a traffic alert. Breaking news here. We've been following for the past few hours. If you take a look in your upper left-hand corner, US 23 at Dew Point Road. This is in Pickaway County. Now, we know that one person was taken to the hospital and others were injured on scene because of a crash. We had our crews down there all morning giving us some information. And right now, we still know that that northbound lane is closed and it's going to be closed for some time. Other than that, we're looking around the metro, around Central Ohio, and we're looking good. Nothing crazy that's going to disrupt your commute. We've been stressing all morning, though, just keep in mind about those slick spots, the black ice. You might not see it, but just be prepared if you do come across it and stay alert this morning. Other than that, we are looking good outside and nothing major, again, disrupting your commute this Friday. Tracy, Jay.
All right, thank you so much. It is good to see things a little bit calm as we have been seeing it pick up a little bit earlier.
Finally getting a little bit calm.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been chaotic here throughout the morning and across Central Ohio, really. Stay slow out there. Leave early if you can. Or I keep saying, just stay inside if you don't need to go anywhere.
Yes, and remember we've heard from the sheriffs from around the counties that have been saying, leave some space. You don't have to tailgate. Take your time.
Take your time.
And get there safely.
Winter's not officially here for a few more weeks, but it certainly looks like it outside today. It started yesterday. Be careful on those snow and ice covered roads.
Yes, thanks so much for joining us here. Have a great, safe day. Take care, everybody.